Alright guys, what's going on? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. And for those of you guys that have not heard or do not know what it is, in this game, in Call of Duty Vanguard, for the first time they've introduced a new mechanic, a bullshit mechanic actually, called Bloom. And now for those of you guys that are more familiar with Halo, you'll know what Bloom is, but in this game it kind of works a little bit differently. Similar, but yet different. So basically, long story short, let's say you have your reticle pointed at somebody in the upper torso, you fire your gun, but yet nothing happens, or it seems like all your bullets are not registering or whatnot, right? Well, that's because what Bloom actually does is your bullets won't go, especially with sustained fire, your bullets will not go where your reticle is pointed at, right? So this sounds something like Activision would implement. I wonder whose fault it is, whether it's Activision or Sledgehammer, and I wouldn't be surprised if the patent had something to do with it as well. But long story short, your bullets don't go where they're supposed to go, and according to exclusive Ace, it all depends on the weapon as well. Some weapons have less bloom and you're able to be more accurate and your bullets will hit where they're supposed to, and some other guns are just absolutely ridiculous to where you can point at their torso or whatnot and it'll be like your gun drawing a circle around the target. So, but I also wanted to show you something as well, not just in ways to counter it, but in how I'm just going to show you. So, all right, so we're going to go into weapons over here, my loadouts. So I'm going to look at the Type 100 class. Everybody's using the MP40 or whatnot and SGG, and that's cool. But right now I'm working on the Type 100, but there's also another reason why I wanted to show you the Type 100. So I'm going to go into my gunsmith here, and this is my class currently. Now, in order to counter Bloom, or to reduce it, right, or basically counter it, you basically need attachments that increase your accuracy. Now, as you can see, +1 initial accuracy and recoil right here. And let's see, the polymer grip, again, accuracy and recoil, and I believe I've got one more. No, that's bullet penetration. I'm thinking, yeah, +2 accuracy right there for this one. Now, as you can see, the one thing that I really don't like about this is because, well, think about it. What does a bad player have trouble with? They have trouble with aim, right? So they can still have a whole bunch of bloom on their weapon, but they can aim like absolute shit, and they can still hit their target, even though they're not on target, because bloom kind of helps them with that. It's like, hey, you can be off target and still hit your shots, right? If there's anything a good player doesn't like is to have their aim fucked with, right? So the way you reduce this is by having a positive accuracy stat as much as possible. So equip as many attachments that you can without having as much of a penalty as you can. This is why you're going to have to kind of play around with what you like and in terms of how you play. But you want to increase your accuracy stat as much as possible. Now, there's also something else I wanted to show you that had a lot to do with the Type 100, because this option is actually not going to be for every single submachine gun. Now, to my knowledge, only submachine guns, certain submachine guns and shotguns have this option, but that is the gung-ho proficiency. Now, it says over here, fire while sprinting, right? But there's another hidden attribute that this gung-ho proficiency has that they don't tell you. And I don't know if it's going to be patched or not at any point in the future, but basically what this does is it basically eliminates your sprint to fire time. So as you can see here, with this, as you can see, my sprint to fire speed is reduced because I have a +2 accuracy, a +1 aiming stability, aim walking steadiness, blah, 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 but I have to pay for it with sprint to fire speed. That's another difference between good and bad players. Good players are also able to lock on target quite faster than bad players. So this is another way for them to kind of punish the good player. But again, you can minimize this, especially with this gun, the Type 100, which I highly recommend you guys give it a shot if you haven't already. I just got a pretty good gameplay with it, and I'll show you proof in just a second. But yeah, basically increase your accuracy stat as much as possible. And again, gung-ho, you literally cannot go wrong with it, because with a lot of these stats that basically increase something that a good player would have to make their classes work like they're supposed to, especially when it comes to things like speed or having their bullet accuracy properly, or even the recoil, lessen the recoil and stuff like that, or whatever. It seems to punish speed, which is something another good player is good with. Like look at over here. I have my sprint to fire speed again, and then hip fire accuracy. You see what I mean? So my sprint to fire speed is a -4 when you put just those two different attachments together, which is a huge penalty to pay. However, you counter this by slapping gung-ho on. So if you do that, you're basically good to go. So again, with every single class and every single gun, you're gonna have to kind of play with it, and before I let you guys go, this is my, what is this? My, if it'll let me. Yeah, my last match summary right here. And that's me right there. And basically the hit registration, the bullet registration was working like it was supposed to, and it was a hell of a lot less frustrating to play this game and a hell of a lot more enjoyable because, again, any player out there I think would agree that, hey, if I'm pointing for my bullets to go here, they should go here. It just so happens that a lot of really casual players really don't care and don't feel it to the extent that we do, so, and therefore it doesn't aggravate them. But for us, the above average player to the great player, it does bother us. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and I hope to give you an idea of what Bloom is for those of you guys that don't know. So yeah, so I hope this helped you out. Let me know down in the comment section what your experience has been, and let me know if you end up trying out my current Type 1 Hunter class and see how it works for you. Let me know, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.